Rivian is on a roll, and this week I am rolling in a Rivian. That's right, this is going to be my daily driver for the next week, and I am going to take you guys along with me. This is a 2025 Rivian R1T Tri-Motor. So this R1T Tri kind of proposes itself as the most well-rounded Rivian R1T, but let's see what it's like to live with.
First thing I'm going to do with the Rivian R1T Tri-Motor is head to an open house with my girlfriend in Palos Verdes. That's $15 million because why the heck not? It's right on the ocean, looks beautiful, and then we're going to hang out in Palos Verdes for a little bit. It's a nice Sunday. I am really tired because I just got back from Sweden yesterday on a Volvo program, which was a lot of fun, but the jet lag, it was like an 8-hour time zone difference, is definitely legitimate. Feeling it right now, but gonna power through, maybe get some boba on the way to wake up a little bit. I mean,
what?
Look at the view of this neighborhood of the open house. That is pretty astonishing. Kind of explains the $15 million price tag. We just toured the house. What did you think?
I liked it. I would live there.
Yeah, only $15 million. Now we're on a little hike right by the house. So that's another plus of the house is you get this nice waterfront walk, which we're doing now.
Very pretty.
Quite a beautiful day out. And then we will head back to LA, to real life.
Yeah.
That we can actually afford, kind of.
Day 2 with the Rivian R1T. I just shot a short form video, and now I want to take you guys on a little walk around just to go over the changes for R1T for 2024, I guess, because this is what Rivian is calling the second generation Rivian R1T. It looks exactly the same as the old one, but there have been pretty substantial updates underneath the car and a few cosmetic updates on the outside and inside of the car, so let's go through those. First up, I've pulled the car into the shade to talk about a few of the lighting differences for this second generation Rivian R1T. So the previous first generation R1T and R1S, the turn signals were in this element, which meant that the DRL, if you put the turn signal on, would have to turn off the turn signal. This section would then turn amber, and then the DRL would turn back on to white once you were done turning or your hazards. This new generation R1T and R1S have the turn signals down low, kind of in like the fog lamp area. I have the hazards on right now, so you can see them, and they do a dynamic turn signal function, so they kind of sweep across when you have them on like that. But as you can see, I have another lighting element on right now that is making the hazard element of the lights a little slower. And this is like a directional traffic indicator, kind of like a construction sign. You can see right now it's starting in the middle and splitting to the sides as if this car was stuck in, say, a middle lane of traffic and needed to direct traffic to either sides. Well, you could turn this light on in order to help do so. You can also make it go from left to right or right to left. That's kind of a cool trick. It does it on the both front and the back. This is also the charging indicator light, so it turns green and will flash green across the front while the car is charging to show you the state of charge. But kind of cool, a cool party trick that Rivian has added to R1T and R1S. Not sure exactly how practical those are, but it is pretty cool. The only other really noticeable visual change on the outside is that you can now get dark badging instead of chrome badging. So the Rivian logo and the R1T logo are this like darker, still kind of chromey-esque trim instead of the bright silver trim. I really do like the look of that. I think that's pretty smart. But again, that's an option, so not all of the new R1Ts and R1Ss are gonna have that, but I think it is good when it's equipped. Most of the new stuff comes on the inside, and this R1T Tri does have the upgraded interior. It comes standard on R1T Tri and Quad, and it's a pretty impressive space. The R1T has always had a beautiful interior, but they've really taken it to the next level with this new updated interior, and I'm just struggling to get my sunglasses. There we go. The materials and the design have just been elevated slightly. And it's really in the attention to detail. Like, look at this little plaid section here on the side of the headrest. The whole headrest itself is such a beautiful thing. That pattern is repeated obviously on the carpet, excuse my water bottle, but even in tiny little details, like when you pull out this cubby, the fabric straps of the cubby are also that plaid material. That is all really impressive. I love this light wood trim we have and the two-tone light and dark interior. And the plaid is also repeated in the stitching pattern of the seats itself. This off-centered Rivian logo is also beautiful. Rivian spelled out in like this bronze brass metal trim. I absolutely love that, very elegant. And again, we have this plaid, you can't really see it on this side, but this plaid section of the headrest. Like, it's just exquisite how detailed they have gotten with this interior. I'm very impressed. We also have this massive glass roof, obviously, and it is now electrochromatic, so you can make it opaque or transparent at the tap of the screen, which is very impressive. But yeah, all of the materials in here are really, really high quality and very elegant. Again, you have a little more of this plaid here and like buckles here, and it's just all really well done. Other changes though, there are no more door handles on the inside. Instead, you press this button and there's an electronic release. There used to be like a silver door handle right here that you would pull. It was a little bit of an awkward grab, but I kind of think I preferred that to this button, but that's okay. I'm not too peeved about that. And obviously this car still has all of the like fun Rivian quirks. So when we open the driver's door, we're gonna find a flashlight that is really bright. Like, it is broad daylight and it is really bright. Like, if I go into the light, even, oh, I just turned it off. Even in direct sunlight, you can see where it is illuminating. It's a very impressive flashlight. So that's nice for like camping, because obviously this is a outdoor adventure-y car. I mean, it even says in the car, adventurous forever. You get Rivian on the dash, and again, very elegant. I like this lighter interior. You can either get a darker interior with some kind of like greenish accents, or this more light interior. I would say these are just kind of gray plaid accents. But again, Rivian spelled out, very elegant. And another fun feature you have, oh, this one does not have the Bluetooth speaker in the center console, I guess. I thought it would, but it does not. That's okay. You also have this light suede headliner. So just a few more interior color combinations and a little more attention to detail with those speakers, but most of the changes for this second generation R1T do happen underneath. They made a lot of changes to like the wiring, and there's new motor configurations. This is obviously the tri-motor, 2 motors in the rear, 1 up front, and in conserve mode, this total system output is 850 horsepower, but in conserve mode, if I switch into conserve mode now, oh, another thing that's new is you get new drive mode transition animation. So this is all Unreal Engine. I have to make sure that the key is on the center console correctly, press the brake, and then I can enter conserve mode. You can see this little transition is pretty elegant. But in conserve mode, 405 miles of range because it disconnects the rear motors, which is pretty impressive. So the only reason it has a little less efficiency than say like the dual motor is because you have the drag of the extra electric motor that's just a bit heavier. So all of that is cool. One thing I really don't like that they've done for this new R1T is they've gotten rid of the really cool carabiner key fob, which was a favorite of mine for the regular R1 or the first R1T and R1S. It wasn't the most functional key fob. Sometimes it didn't work, but now if you're not using the app, which I'm not because this isn't my personal car, you have this like key card thing and you have to set it down on the center console in the exact right spot in order for the car to be ready. And then to lock the car, you close the door and press it here. You get the owl, hoo-hoo, and then the car locks, and then you unlock it by tapping there. So not the most elegant solution. I did really like the carabiner key fob, and it was just practical to have the carabiner, but not the end of the world. And again, most of the changes come underneath. Okay, but now when I was exploring earlier, I found this. This is a CCS to NA, or a CCS, sorry, to NACS adapter, because Rivians can now use the Tesla supercharging network, and I'm very close to a Tesla supercharging station. One of the biggest ones I know of, actually. It has like several dozen stalls. So I'm gonna take this car. We have 63% right now, so I don't really need a charge, but I really want to try supercharging in a non-Tesla. That sounds cool. Gonna take the Rivian R1T to the supercharging station just to supercharge the car, see what it's like, because I think that'd be cool. Future Rivians like R2 and R3 and R3X, they're gonna ship with NACS ports. This car still has a CCS port. It's actually got a really cool charge door. Let me show you. Tap right there and it rotates out of the way. That's pretty cool, but yeah, you can see it is still CCS. So we're gonna go to this Tesla supercharging station and supercharge the Rivian. Let's go.
All right, here is the station, and actually while I was coming here, I realized it has 62 stalls, which is a lot more than I thought it did. This is how many charging stations every electric charger needs, not just this single Tesla supercharging station, because yeah, EVs, obviously they take a little longer than typical cars to fill up, so it would be nice if they all had 60 some chargers, but I'm gonna pull up to this one and see if I can use this charger. All right, so this goes in like this. Then I take this and plug it in like this. All right, we are connected, but I have no idea if we have like an account or anything. I haven't created an account. It says starting. Let's see. Oh, it's charging. We are supercharging in a Rivian. That's pretty cool. So they must have an account. I'm personally not paying for it. It's already charged 12 cents. It's so expensive. No, not really. But that's pretty cool that it is really just plug and charge if you do have an account created. This obviously has some type of account. It's called, the owner is called Rivian. This is a press car owned by Rivian. But that's pretty cool. It's charging at 137 miles per hour, which means that this car would recharge in like 3-ish hours. It's not charging all that quickly, but we're also at 63%, so we're not like that low right now, and it charges faster as you have less electricity. But yeah, I'm gonna just sit here for a little bit, let it get up to maybe like 70%. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, as I'm sitting here, I realize there is a slight issue with using a Tesla supercharger in a Rivian, because Teslas all have their charging port on the same side, the driver's side rear corner. For example, on this Model 3, it's right there. This Model 3 actually isn't charging right now, which is why I can use this stall, this station right here with the R1T, because technically this parking spot I'm parked in is associated with this stall over here, because you would back in and your charging port would be right there. Obviously on R1T, it's on the front driver's side, so I'm technically blocking an entire stall right now by charging here. There's 60 chargers at this charging station, so I'm not too worried about it. I think everyone will be able to find a charge, but this Model 3 is associated with that charger, and technically, again, this parking spot is associated with this charger, but because Rivian puts their charging port in a different spot than Tesla, well, that means that I'm blocking this charger by using this charger. It's just kind of growing pains of the EV industry. I remember seeing the R2 unveiling. I think they did have the charger in the back, probably on the driver's side. So I think as, you know, NACS born vehicles get unveiled and come out, they will have the charging port in the correct spot in order to use these Tesla superchargers, because obviously this is the most extensive network of public fast charging in the US, is the Tesla supercharging network. And so OEMs want to be able to tap into that easily. But for now, we are going to have some issues. If this was a super crowded charging station, I would be causing a lot of problems right now, because I'm using 2 charging stations versus just 1. Also, you can see that Mach-E has had to park on the other side of the charger in order to plug in. More examples of cars that aren't built to Tesla supercharge from the get-go, they're having a little issue. Okay, but I'm at 69%, haha, and I've only gained 24 miles of range, but it's costed me $6.88, almost $7 now. I'm in Los Angeles, so electricity, yeah, it's kind of expensive here, but that's crazy high charging rates. I've never seen that expensive of charging on any car that I've ever charged. I don't know if this is a norm for superchargers to be so expensive, or if it's just this particular station. We're in the heart of Santa Monica, so there are a lot of EVs. That's crazy expensive. But now I'm at 70%, so I'm going to go and unplug. Definitely requires 2 hands, but I got it, and now I can close the charging port. Elegant, and take this with me. All right, day 3, I believe, of living with the Rivian R1T. I didn't film anything yesterday, so maybe this is actually day 4. But today I need to go film a YouTube video with the truck. And I also need to run to Best Buy because I have been filming all of my walk-around style YouTube videos just holding my phone. So I need some type of gimbal holder to make that a bit more sophisticated. So let's go to Best Buy and then let's go film. We have arrived. Why are these things so expensive? My typical tripod was $100 itself. I don't want to spend $75 on something like this. Jeez. All right, this is what I went with. DJI Osmo Mobile SE. A little more high-tech than I was anticipating going into Best Buy. They didn't have that many options though. And it's kind of cool because it will like auto-stabilize my phone. Definitely a step up. And now another thing I have to charge, but let's go film now using the Osmo Mobile to see how it is, because I have a 14-day return policy, which I might employ if I don't really need it. All right, well, I'm now using the DJI Osmo. Gonna try this thing out. It actually seems pretty cool. And obviously I have the Rivian behind me. Okay, so I'm still learning. I have the Rivian behind me and I'm gonna film my YouTube video and try to see if I can get this thing to work. You can film in the DJI Mimo app, I think it's what it's called. I don't want to really film in a different app other than the main, normal camera app, but it can do like really cool tracking when you're in the app. I don't know if you can do that when you're just in the normal camera app, but pretty stoked about this one. Let's go film this YouTube video. All right, just finished filming my walk around style video with the R1T. Still figuring out this Osmo, but I think I actually really like it. It's kind of fun, and look at what I can do with the press of a button. Now I'm vertical, now I'm landscape. That's kind of fun. Yeah, still learning the mechanics of it, but now I'm done with filming this truck. I have a meeting in about an hour and a half that I need to go prep for, and then I'll probably go to the gym, and I think I'll take the Rivian along so that I can charge it. So see you guys then. All right, my meeting got moved to tomorrow, so I'm gonna head to the gym now, and the gym is like 2 blocks away from my apartment, but I don't have charging at my apartment, and there is level 2 charging at the gym, so it won't charge that much while I'm working out. Like I might get 10 kilowatts if I'm there for a while, kilowatt hours, so that would equate to roughly 20 miles of range. I've only been averaging 2 miles per kilowatt hour in my time with the Rivian. I put 83 miles on the truck. So that would give it a range of about 280 miles, not quite as much as they advertise for sure. As you can see in my time with the Rivian, I've driven 83 miles, consumed 41 kilowatt hours for an average of about 2.02 miles per kilowatt hour. Not crazy efficient, but again, I haven't really been trying to be efficient either. All right, we're plugged in, and here is the charging animation you can see that Rivian added for Gen 2 R1T. I actually got the last charging spot, so I'm happy that I arrived when I did. All right, so I added 19 miles of range while charging, not too bad. Now it's time to head back home. All right, my week with the Rivian R1T Tri is at an end. This has been an incredible truck to live with. So easy to just get in and go. and take with me around a pretty urban setting. You know, this isn't, it doesn't have the exterior dimensions of a full-size pickup truck. So that makes it really easy to live with in an urban setting, but it's still super spacious in here. And its crazy horsepower and torque make it so much fun to drive. And honestly, this truck has really, really great driving dynamics for how large of a vehicle it is. I'm very impressed by this car, and I've had a lot of fun living with it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.